Is this you? Ready? Aim, 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 aim. You got that? Ready? Aim, 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 aim. And somebody said, where's the fire? And that's what I came to ask you this morning. We're talking this month about the power of decision. But for so many people, I'm going to put myself in that category. That so often we can get caught up in indecision. And our life becomes ready, aim, 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 but never fire. And part of it is a struggle that oftentimes people have with, number one, perfectionism. Wanting to get everything right, having everything just right, lined up the right way, the proper way, afraid to make a decision because it might be the wrong decision. Afraid to step out there because afraid that something that was unforeseen might happen. Afraid to do the things. I remember one time talking with a person who said, well, I really would like to have a relationship. I'm looking for a relationship. I want to be in a relationship. And there are people around me that have expressed an interest in having a relationship with me. I said, well, why don't you go for it? I'm afraid it might not work out. And the question that I ask is, how will you ever know? Unless you try. Our good friend and philosopher Yoda reminds us, do or do not. There is no try. And so it's important for us to understand that we have an opportunity in life to make decisions, but oftentimes because, first of all, we want to have the perfect solution and make the perfect decision, we are afraid to try. And the thing of it is that when things don't go exactly the way we want them to, a part of it is that we have an opportunity to learn lessons from what didn't go the way we wish it to go. So that's one of the things. Now, I don't know if you all knew this or not, but did you know that President Obama wears the same suit all the time? And it's really fascinating that he does that. And the reason why, he explained, is because it's one less decision he has to make. That when you are a person who is responsible for all kinds of major, in many cases, decisions that alter the course of this planet, of things that are happening here, the last thing you want to be worried about is what to wear. So he has it down to a blue suit or a gray suit, a gray suit or a blue suit. Every now and then I think they get him a tan suit, and I think that's Michelle's doing. But blue suit, gray suit. And the lesson from that is you think, well, you know what, so what, is that there's sometimes, in order for us to make the major decisions in life, the decisions that count, a part of it is we have to learn how to let those minor decisions go. Just make them, just have them, just not worry about them. I remember reading a person who said that, he has a lot of business meetings, and he's narrowed it down. He has 3 or 4 restaurants and 3 or 4 coffee shops that when he has a meeting and somebody wants to meet with him a place, he already has in mind one of those 3 or 4, so he doesn't have to go through, well, where do you want to go? Well, what kind of food do you like to eat? Well, what time do you think we should go? Those kinds of things. It's simply here, there, boom, on to the next thing. The power of decision. Another reason why people sometimes don't like to make decisions is because they're control freaks. Have endless lists, to-do lists, and want everything to fall on them, so everybody's waiting on them to make a decision and wait on them to decide. And because of that, everything gets bottlenecked waiting on that one person because I'm in control. I make the decision here. I'm, as another president said, George Bush, George W. Bush, I'm a decider. So rather than allowing decision to be made, continually put it off, and put it off, and put it off, and put it off. And then finally, I think it's important for us to understand that oftentimes people have an inability to make decisions is because they don't apply their faith to their lives. They don't put their faith into action. Ralph Waldo Emerson says that once we make a decision, that the universe conspires on our behalf to make it happen. That once we make a decision, the universe conspires on our behalf to make it happen. As soon as we decide that we're going to do something, we live in a universe that responds, and it conspires on our behalf to make it happen. In other words, it starts lining things up. Some of you all might remember a few years back, there was a commercial on for the Capital One credit card. And it was one of those where there was a choice where the person got up to the counter and they pulled their wallet out, and there was a decision between using another credit card or the Capital One credit card. And as they started to go for the credit card in their wallet, and when it looked like it was going to be the other credit card that had all the high interest rates and the fees and all that stuff, and you had all of these marauders that start rushing toward that person in the department store, and they were running there. But as soon as the person picked the Capital One credit card, everything ceased, and then everything positive started to flow. And it's really that way, that the things that we say and the things that we do in terms of making a decision, what happens is that the universe is ready, it's waiting, it's willing, it's already made the way for us. It's an African proverb that reminds us that the finger of God never points to where the hand of God isn't already making a way. That when we turn within and we connect with our inner guidance, and rather than, sometimes people will say, well, I think I'm going to do this, and then I'm waiting on God's stamp of approval, but really listen and hear what it is that God has to say. Hear what it is that the universe is pointing us to. Hear what it is that is unfolding for us. That when we make the decision, the universe lines up and it decides that it is going to do that which we wish to have happen, to make which we would have experienced possible, to make things open up for us. But it's just waiting. It's just waiting. I remember years ago when I was in elementary school, and there was this young lady that I really liked. I mean, I remember her. She was nice, and she had beautiful brown skin, and she had a little afro, and her name was Patricia. And I remember that I saw her talking to one of my classmates. She was in another class, but she was talking to one of my classmates. My classmate's name was Angie, and when they finished talking later, I said, Angie, you know Patricia? She said, yeah, I know Patricia. She's a good friend of mine. In fact, we live on the same street. So I like her. So I tell her. So she went. She said, in the minds of my class named John, he likes you and all of that. So she came back to me and said, guess what? She likes you too. So, well, that's good. So I sent a couple of other messages to Patricia through Angie. She came back and said, Patricia said this. So by the end of the week, though, I saw her when school was out, and then we were walking away, and she lived in another neighborhood, and I saw her as she was walking away. I saw her holding hands with this other guy. And I was bewildered because I had told her that I liked her. I told her through Angie that I liked her. And Angie told me that she said she liked me. And yet I saw her holding hands with this other guy. So I pondered over the whole weekend about it. I was bothered. I was disturbed. I thought Patricia liked me. Angie told me she said so. So that Monday when I got back to school, I just happened to be walking in the hallway, and up in front of me, walking down the hallway too, it's just the two of us in the hallway, me and Patricia. So I got up my nerve and my courage. Patricia. And she stopped, and she turned around, she smiled, she said, hey. I said, did Angie tell you what I said? She said, yeah. She said that you liked me. And I said, and Angie told me that you said you liked me. She said, well, I did. I did say that and everything. I said, well, why were you walking away on Friday holding hands with somebody else? She said, well, Angie told me that you said you liked me, but I was waiting to hear from you. I was waiting on you. And the thing of it is that so often we find ourselves in that situation where we'll say to people, I want to be this, and I want to do that. I want to start exercising more. I want to have a business. I want to make more money. I want to make better relationship. I want to do all these things. And we tell everybody else. And we say it, we become entrepreneurs instead of entrepreneurs. We become fake relationshipers than real relationshipers. We become all of those things rather than taking the time to turn within and make a decision that this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to step out on faith, and I'm going to trust that the universe, that God is going to be right there already making the way, because I understand that when I make the decision, when I step into the power that is already mine, I don't have to even try to make it happen. It's already done in the mind of God. And as soon as I step into it, and I have the courage, and I have the foresight, and I have the wisdom, and I've made the decision for it to happen, it begins to unfold. And I go from being frustrated to being faithful. I go from being hopeless to being hopeful. I go from feeling like that I'm a failure to knowing that I'm a success. I go from feeling like I have nothing to having abundance. I go from the way of thinking that things may not work out for me to understanding that I know that I know that I know that I know that they are working out for me, because it's all working together for my good. And I live universe that automatically the default is that it conspires on my behalf. I don't make it happen. I make it welcome when I decide. And this morning, you have the power of choice to decide, to choose, to make a decision, to move forward, to go ahead. And my question is to you this morning, what you gonna do about it? Yeah. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? What are you going to do about it? It's your choice. And it's your decision. Amen. So it is.
So it is.
Releasing this breath, knowing that there is only one power and one presence in the universe, and that is God. And as we apply everything that we heard in the lesson today, We make it our own. Make it who we are. We give thanks for the music. We give thanks for sharing. We give thanks for all who have participated. And as we turn within, we go from I want to be to knowing that the universe conspires on my behalf. I am. I have the faith. I step into it, and I know that when I release my decision, it's already done. And as I go about my week, the question is not what I'm going to do about it, because I already know. I'm going to make a decision. Because that decision that I make, when I say yes, it's already done. And so it is.